Some battles don't leave bruises. Nobody sees them. The overthinking, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the memories you can't shut off. Sometimes the loudest war in someone's life is happening silently inside their own mind. And the strange part is, people get very good at hiding it. They still smile, still go to work, still answer messages, still laugh at jokes. Meanwhile, internally, they're exhausted. Welcome back to the Midnight Perspective. Tonight, I want to talk about the quiet battle inside of our minds. I think mental exhaustion is one of the invisible epidemics of our modern life. People are overwhelmed constantly. Information, expectations, fear, comparison, financial stress, emotional stress. And most people never truly slow down long enough to process any of it. The human brain was never designed for nonstop stimulation. But now, people wake up and immediately absorb the emotions of the internet. Bad news, anger, arguments, tragedy, fear, hour after hour. And eventually, the mind becomes tired in ways sleep can't fix. I think some people aren't lazy. They're emotionally overwhelmed. There's a difference. And honestly, I think modern culture struggles to recognize invisible pain. People understand broken bones easier than broken thoughts. I think overthinking is one of the loneliest experiences a person can have because your own mind becomes a room you can't escape. You replay conversations, you imagine worst case scenarios, you question your worth, you relive old pain repeatedly, and sometimes your thoughts become louder than reality. I think people underestimate how exhausting constant mental noise can be, especially at night. Nighttime is strange. Everything becomes quieter externally, which often makes internal thoughts louder. That's why some people dread silence, because silence forces confrontation. The memories return, the fears return, the loneliness returns. And honestly, I think many people secretly feel trapped inside themselves. Not because they want attention, not because they're weak, but because the mind can become a battlefield. I also think childhood shapes people more deeply than most realize, especially emotional environments. A child learns what love feels like based on the atmosphere around them. If home feels unsafe, the nervous system remembers. Even years later, I think many adults are still reacting to survival patterns they learned as children. Always apologizing, fear of conflict, difficulty trusting people, emotional numbness, fear of abandonment. Sometimes trauma doesn't disappear, it adapts. And the difficult thing about emotional wounds is that they often become internalized. People start believing things about themselves. I'm too much. I'm hard to love. I'm not enough. And when those beliefs sit inside someone long enough, they begin shaping their entire identity. I think one of the saddest things in life is when someone carries shame that never belonged to them. Especially children who experience emotional neglect, abuse, manipulation, or abandonment. Children blame themselves for things they never caused, and those wounds can echo far into adulthood. I think creativity can become a survival for some people, music especially. There are songs that explain emotions people don't know how to say out loud. That's powerful. I think art becomes healing because it gives shape to invisible emotions. Photography does that too. Sometimes one photograph captures loneliness better than an entire conversation. A rainy street, empty train stations, a silhouette beneath city lights. Art allows pain to become visible. And honestly, I think some artists create because they're trying to survive emotionally, not for fame, not for attention, not because expression keeps certain darkness from swallowing them. There's something deeply human about turning suffering into beauty. Faith becomes complicated during mental struggles because when your thoughts become dark, God can feel distant. And I think many people quietly wrestle with that. They pray, but still feel anxious, still feel depressed, still feel overwhelmed. And sometimes people feel guilty for struggling mentally, like faith should automatically erase pain. But honestly, I don't think emotional suffering makes someone spiritually weak. I think even strong people break sometimes. Even biblical figures struggled emotionally. Fear, isolation, grief, despair. Those emotions are deeply human. I think faith isn't the absence of struggle. It's continuing to seek light while walking through darkness. And honestly, some night survival itself is an act of courage. Getting out of bed, continuing forward, holding on to hope when your thoughts are fighting you, that takes strength people rarely acknowledge. I think God understands exhausted hearts more than people realize. Not just polished versions of us, not perfect versions, the anxious versions, the grieving versions, the emotionally shattered versions. And maybe grace matters most precisely because humans are fragile. I think many people speak to themselves with unbelievable cruelty. Things they would never say to another human being. You're worthless. You'll never heal. Nobody truly cares. And when those thoughts repeat long enough, they begin feeling true. But thoughts are not always reality. Pain distorts perspective. I think healing often begins with learning compassion towards yourself. Not arrogance, not self-obsession, compassion. Understanding that you're human, that growth takes time, that healing is messy, that setbacks do not erase progress. And honestly, I think surviving difficult seasons deserve more credit than the world gives. If you're listening to this tonight while carrying invisible battles, I want you to know something. You are not weak for struggling. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not alone. I think many people are silently fighting to stay emotionally afloat. And maybe the world would become gentler if people realized how much hidden pain others carry. Sometimes the strongest people are simply the ones who kept going quietly, one day at a time. Thank you for being here tonight. Whether you're driving through empty streets, lying awake in silence, or trying to survive another difficult season, I hope this episode reminded you to be gentle with yourself. This is the Midnight Perspective, and sometimes surviving the darkness is already an incredible act of strength.